welcome to the Kiwimana Buzz. Hi everyone, welcome to our 9th podcast on the Kiwimana Buzz, and Gary's going to go over the topics that we're going to be discussing today. It's all yours, Gary.
Yeah, we're going to discuss Marmite, splitting hives and smoking grapefruit leaves. So it's all very intriguing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And first off, we're talking about Margaret's Bee Week event. So how did that go, Margaret?
Oh, we had a lot of fun doing it. Well, I had a lot of fun doing it at my place of work, so that was all cool. Yeah, it's an event that isn't really widely publicised, so I decided to try and get some of the people at work who are real honey fans to join me in celebrating the very humble honeybee. And yeah, we had a good response, and Kiwimana sponsored the prizes. And there's more information on the blog about those prizes. We've also started to sell honey, which is prepared by a commercial beekeeper. He's got a commercial kitchen and he's been organically certified, so we're very excited about that. And yeah, if you want to make any orders for honey, just email us at info@kiwimana.co.nz.
Yeah, and it's beautiful honey, isn't it? We've tried some of it. We've been having it in our tea and stuff, and on toast. It's beautiful. And it was great to see on your event that all those people dressed up like bees, wasn't it?
Yeah, the girls really. There was a few girls that really went, the whole hog, and as it were. And yeah, they got a reward for the efforts, which is really good. And yeah, I think next year we'll see what else we can do. My cousin made a fantastic bee cake, which was like a beehive, and yeah, it was really wonderful job she did of it.
Yeah, she's very clever, isn't she?
That's right.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and also this month you did some bee inspections, and how did that go?
The bee inspections that I've been doing is part of getting prepared for the new bee season, and just monitoring that the bees are, doing okay. And it led us to decide to feed some of the bees because they looked like they were suffering a bit. And yeah, so we did an oxalic treatment in July, and we've just done another treatment this week with Apilifer, and yeah, most of the hives are responding really well, and they've still got quite a good number of bees in there. There's one hive that we're really fascinated with at the moment. It's Swanson 1, and it's a hive that seems to be doing really well, and I've been monitoring the mite counts, natural mite falls, and there's just hardly any sign of varroa, and they're a huge hive. They seem to be just, really active, and they've got brood and honey. They're doing everything right, so that's one that we want to split this year and maybe get some nukes from that queen.
Yeah, it's interesting, because that's the one with the quilt level on as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so it is interesting.
I'm not sure if that's affecting them, or I don't know. We'll have to see.
It is interesting, and I thought because of those results, the other hive that didn't appear to be doing too well was Taupac, and that had a roof which had an air space as well. So maybe having the sawdust in the quilt level created a bit of a insulation or something, but the air's flowing quite freely around Swanson 1. So I put a quilt level on top of Whenuapai as well. So we'll see if that,
Yeah, we'll see if that makes a difference.
Yeah.
And the other thing to be talking about is it's coming. It's 3 days into spring now in New Zealand, and you need to make sure your bees have got enough stores. So we went through and checked all ours, and we had to feed a couple of them. So you've got to really make sure your hive's got at least probably 3 to 4 frames full of honey if you can. And ours were looking pretty good, weren't they?
Yeah, they used up because they were from swarms we collected last year. We decided at the end of the bee season that we would keep the honey stores available to them, and we've been feeding them that, and they seem to have responded really well to that. So we're hoping that the ones that come into summer now will be the ones that survive and are fruitful, I guess. But I understand that it's usually the second year that you really know how they cope with the varroa. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing, we had an article this month was about from Peter Smith from the Franklin Bee Club, is about how to split a hive, and that article was actually published in the Franklin newsletter, wasn't it? So that was great.
Yeah, it's a really interesting read, guys. So I'd really suggest have a look at that, because it's a great way to get extra hives, and it's a really non-invasive way to do it.
Absolutely. So if you want to check out that, that's on our blog, or you can check on the show notes for this this podcast. It's kiwimana.co.nz/9 for episode 9. So come along and check that out.
Can we also talk about what we're planning for the next week's coming up?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, part of what we're doing is also making sure that we've got enough hive boxes for our splits that we want to do, and getting the apiary ready. So we're going to put some pallets down and set up the hives, and also for the existing hives we're going to set up the extra boxes so we can just move them from the pallets straight onto the hives, and we're going to leave them in the apiary itself. So
is that about 3 to 4 feet away?
Yeah, it's not. It's just, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so that's like as in our article, eh? So we'll give that a go. That's going to be interesting. We'll take some more photos when we do that. And what else is planned for the coming times?
We'll obviously, after we have to next week, put in some more Life Bar, because you have to do it 3 times every 7 days. So you do it. You put it in, then 7 days later you put the next one in, then another 7 days.
Yeah, and you've got to seal the hive up, don't you, so that the fumes sort of kill the mites. So we'll have to get some more Life Bar, won't we, from Reuben Stanley?
Yeah.
To do that.
It seems to work all right, and I'll have a look at the mite balls from the treatment over the next few days and see what sort of numbers we're getting.
Okay, so we'll to move on to the news.
Oh, one more thing that we've added to the hives, because we have been getting wasp attacks quite severe. We've done an entrance guard that Gary found on the internet, and
is that the robbing screens? The one, the robbing screens, isn't it?
I just call them an entrance guard because it just guards the entrance from wasps, and the bees seem to be managing it really well. And when we first put it on, they were a bit confused about it, but they the next day they were able to fly up and out from the entrance guard. So I think it's a great idea, and we've kept them on so far, so we'll see how that goes over time. But the wasps are still getting in.
That
but
was
it has reduced their ability to enter the hive easily, so it has made a bit of a difference.
God, listen to that rain outside. I thought it was spring.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, because those wasp guards, we actually got the idea from Kevin Ingram from the BK Corner podcast, so check out the BK Corner podcast. He's got some good stuff on that. We'll see how that goes over summer, eh?
Yeah, well, definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay, the first news today, we've got there's been a massive bee infestation in a roof in a house in America, and there's some interesting photos on the blog about that, isn't there? It looks amazing. It's almost like the whole ceiling has been converted to a massive beehive, and luckily the owner actually got a proper beekeeper to come and do a cutout, so they saved them. So that was great news, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see how the bees will take opportunities like that, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, you've got to be careful you don't have holes in your roof and stuff, don't you?
Indeed.
But yeah, I mean, we've never done anything like that, have we? We've collected a lot of swarms, but not cut out things, because we're not really builders, are we? Not the house building sense, anyway.
No, that's so true.
And the other interesting article we got was about the idea of burning grapefruit tree leaves, wasn't it? And apparently it knocks down the varroa mites. If you've got a screen bottom board, that is. Otherwise, it doesn't actually kill them, but apparently it makes them fall off the bees. So
yeah.
this is untested, isn't it? We haven't tried this.
Yeah, it's interesting that it was somewhere else that I was reading that the plants, the smoke from burning the plants is what affects the varroa. So I thought that was a really interesting thing, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what results you get from that.
Yeah, and someone else said they've used burning thyme branches as well. But we'll have to try and work out a scientific way to measure that, and see if it actually does have any effect at all.
Oh, you'll have to get a scientist, because I'm no scientist.
No, me neither. But well, I mean, what we could do is just put an inspection tray in and just see if there's like a great amount while we're doing the inspection, I guess.
Yeah, I think probably do a natural mite fall count first, and then 24 hours later do the smoke, and then do another one.
Yeah, we could try that out, eh?
That's the other thing too, that when we did do the extra feeds for a couple of the hives, well, we did 4 hives, didn't we? We added thyme and vitamin C into the mix, so we'll see if they respond to that. The hives are looking pretty active, to be honest.
Oh, that's fantastic. And the next article we got was from Anna Markland's site about medieval beekeeping. This was interesting, isn't it? The way they had the actual gaps in the little cubby holes in the side of buildings, isn't it, to put their skips?
Yeah, I thought that was really neat, because I remember when we went to England, I used to see them in because they've got all those ancient walls everywhere, and I was looking at the at the holes in there. I thought they might have been where they put, I don't know, maybe some religious object or something, but to find out that they put skips in there is just amazing.
Well, it's kind of a religious object, isn't it?
Yeah, it is to some of us more than others, that's for sure.
That's for sure. But that's a great article. That's also on our show notes. And the next topic we've got is the NBA summary. I think you're going to talk about what your feelings about the NBA conference about the varroa-resistant bees. What did you think of that?
Yeah, I think that my sort of thoughts were, in my opinion, is that there is a lot of work that the National Beekeeping Association of New Zealand has to do in order to engage the hobbyist beekeepers, because from what I could see, there was not a lot of emphasis or acknowledgement of the high numbers of hobbyist beekeepers. So I don't know. I think that they were also asking for donations and money for their research, and I just thought, well, I don't know, there's different ways to approach it, but I think that if I was going to donate money, I'd sort of feel that they need to do a lot more for hobbyists, I think, and promote them and give them a better representation, I guess, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so yeah, I kind of agree with that. That's pretty true. I mean, I think they do a lot of good work, so we've got to give them that. It's just a shame that the industry's so split in half, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that probably it is worth noting that the commercial beekeepers get more votes, so because of the amount of hives they have. So if you're a hobbyist and you've only got 1 or 2 hives, then you're already being disadvantaged right at the beginning, because you're never going to get the kind of power or voting power because of how they set up the membership. And obviously the commercial guys spend more money on having their membership, I suppose. But I mean, it's all deductible and they can claim on that, I suppose. My final thoughts really on that are that perhaps there's a need for a hobbyist beekeeping association.
Yeah, well, why not? And the next thing is you're presenting some talk to the local board with Karen, aren't you? So tell us a bit about that, Margaret, and maybe explain to people overseas what the local board is.
Well, one of the things that Gary and I worked on earlier this year was to do with a beekeeping fee that was going to be charged towards an annual beekeeping fee to beekeepers around this Auckland area. And what's happened is that there were about 7 councils which joined up into what they call a super city. And
the super city,
indeed. And what happened was that they were trying to migrate all the bylaws and policies into a draft plan. And part of that draft plan was that they were going to charge an annual fee to beekeepers to keep bees, and that was $190 per year. And it's just because there's so many hobbyists, it's an incredible amount of money. And with the current plight of the bee, it was just unreasonable. So we managed to get the Auckland Council to not charge the beekeeper, only if bees are kept on public land. That's when they would have a license, but there would be no charge. So we thought that was a real wonderful thing. So why not build on what happened at that point? And we're looking at getting the council to be more proactive about collecting bees that are swarming. And I mean, the reality is that generally what happens if staff can't get someone to remove the bees, they just send a pest control officer in, and we want to avoid that happening. So we're doing a presentation. I'm actually just supporting a local beekeeper. We're going to ask them to add a swarm control list for the local areas to their call centre staff, so that there's an immediate response available to anybody who rings about a swarm.
Yeah, that's going to be good, isn't it? Because it's coming up to the time of the year that we have a lot of swarms, so we'll need to get our kit together, won't we?
Yeah, I think this year's a lot different from the last couple of years, because it's a lot colder this time of the year than it was the previous couple of years. And the other thing is that we're having so much rain that the bees aren't really getting an opportunity to go out. So my thoughts are is that as soon as this weather starts to warm up, we are going to have quite a swarm problem, because the bees will be building up inside the hives, and suddenly they'll need to get out of there, I guess. Yeah,
I've heard a couple of people with canolean bees have actually already up to 2 boxes already.
Yeah,
so they're building up quickly.
Yeah, we do need to monitor that too in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so if you've got check your bees, guys, and if they need space, then this is the time to start. If they've filled up 2 boxes, you either split them or add supers on.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Get all your supers prepped. Get all your foundations in if you want to put foundations in, and get all your boxes ready near the hive so that you can just put them in. Because you really have to try and accommodate the growing population, which will suddenly start to really multiply.
Yeah, and it is a good idea to split the hives, because it stops them swarming or slows them down a bit, and then B, it also disrupts the varroa mite. So
Yeah.
and you can, and if you don't want two hives, guys, you can always just rejoin them later on when the swarming impulse is stopped. So it's always good to have at least two
you
boxes.
could always ask your neighbour to take them, or a friend, so that you keep getting more and more hives around.
That's another good thing to do. Yeah.
Someone might like it as a birthday present.
Some people would like it. I don't think some people might not. It depends, doesn't it?
Well, don't ask them.
No, don't ask them. No, absolutely. And I heard another rumour that you were a star of an advert.
Yeah, my hand was the star, I guess, and the hive. The girls were more of a star than me for about 2 seconds.
Well, everyone gets 15 minutes, so you've had 2 seconds so far.
Oh, indeed. What happened was that Saatchi & Saatchi, a advertising company, came to our apiary and asked to film for this Marmite advert, and we said, yeah, no problem, and we said we'll do it, and we were told to keep it under our bee hats, and they just released it. How long ago was it? About 3 weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
We put it on the blog as well. So
yeah, so it was really funny, and we got paid with a jar of Marmite. And in New Zealand at the moment, there's apparently a shortage because there was an earthquake in Christchurch, which is down in the South Island, and the factory had to stop producing Marmite.
Well, the factory got pushed down, didn't it?
Yeah, so the result of that is the shortage was affecting people, because everyone in New Zealand just loves Marmite. So they decided to do an advertising campaign.
I think I like honey better.
Oh, I think so too. So anyway,
I know you like Marmite. Yeah.
If anyone wants to make an offer on that Marmite jar that was featured on the advert, just contact us at Kiwimana, and we'll see what we can do.
We'll see what we can do. Shall we talk about the events coming up?
Yeah, I'll let you deal with that one.
Oh no, you got to join in too, Dale. Anyway, the next one's coming up is in the 8th of September. That's the Auckland Bee Club are having a meeting, which is in Auckland. And on the 9th of September, we've got the Franklin Bee Club, and they've just got a new website, haven't they?
Yeah, they also had a working bee around the club last weekend, but unfortunately we had to do some other work, so we didn't make it. So I hope that went well for them.
Yeah, we had to build some mesh boards, didn't we? We'll start trying to build bits of them. So
so I hope they that was successful for them.
Yeah, well, we'll find out, won't we? We'll have to talk to everyone on Sunday. And on the 23rd, they're having the southern branch of the NBA having a field day. So check out the link on our site to where that is. I guess it's down the South Island somewhere. And on the 27th, we've got the Manawatu Bee Club having their monthly meeting. Yeah,
this is a club that is a really proactive and busy club. They've got so much really interesting stuff that they're bringing up. So if you have a chance to go and have a look at them, do so.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're actually having on the 29th and the 30th, they're having a beginners club day, or 2 days for a course. So if you're in the Manawatu area or around Palmerston North area, get down there and learn about bees, because I'm sure it'll be a good couple of days. Yeah,
they sound like they'll be a really helpful bunch of bee enthusiasts. So go for it, I reckon.
Yep, absolutely.
So those are all the events that are happening at Kiwimana. We're going to be preparing the apiary for the start of the bee season, and we'll keep you posted on how that all goes. And as for this podcast, I'm signing off, and thanks for listening, guys. And gotta love bees.
Yep, absolutely. And now we've got the Song of the Month, which is a band from Auckland called Tribal State. I used to actually work with the rhythm guitarist, so they're quite a good band. So these guys are going to take the show out. So thanks everyone, and see you next month.
See ya.
Bye.
is out tonight, and I'm drinking my bottle of wine as I recall the day I left my home, the day I left my heart long time ago. I feel my time is near, and I feel I found a reason to be here. Oh, and I'm a long, long way from home, and I'ma take this ride, I'ma take it on my own. Oh yeah, yeah. I used to hear waves crashing throughout all these years. Oh, and it seems like yesterday since the music came by and blew me far away. And now I'm here and I've set a goal. Now I'm here and I feel I don't have far to go. Oh, and I'm a long, long way from home, and I'ma take this ride, I'ma take it on my